Gray and not Big Blue. This is 797, and we're doing an oil change. We're doing an oil change and a grease job. I got to check for a coolant leak because I guess the driver had to fill the coolant once in the last 2 weeks or something. I don't really understand what happened there. This truck has been plagued with coolant leaks, and I replaced some of the hoses, and it seemed like we got it nipped in the butt. And it was like a month and nothing. And then says he parked it here or something, and when he came back he had to add coolant. I'm not really sure what that's about. He says there's no puddles or no nothing, but I don't know. I gotta look for a coolant leak. And what else am I doing today? I forgot. Oh, the knock sensor. I gotta replace the knock sensor. But I got her all draining, and I got the filter just pulled off. But anyways, I just got to think it's funny because the boss, I came in here this week, so I'm gonna be here for a week or something. He was talking like a month. Then it's gonna be a week. And I'm like, okay. And he's talking about 794, and he's like, yeah, that's the only truck you got for the week. I knew it was too good to be true. I mean, so far today I've worked on 800. Did basically 2 pages worth of stuff on it, checking off stuff. Then and that's got to be done by tonight. Then I got 801 out there. I got probably a good page of stuff that I got to do. And it's going to be almost a full day. Then the boss man's dad's truck, he came pulling in here, just showed up. He wanted, he knocked off a fairing, wanted that reattached. He had a broken mud flap. He blew some tires, bent up his mud flap. Wanted a new mud flap put on. Had to replace his ELD, grease his truck. You know, had to do all that. And then this guy shows up, and I got to do this. It's like, I've been here for basically a day and a day and a quarter, and I've worked on 3 trucks already. It's just, the boss, he always gets overwhelmed. He just piles stuff in. It's just a little crazy. But we got that all done. We got it drained. So, and I put the plug back in already. I already got it marked. And now I just got to pull the fuel filter off. And change out the fuel filters, and then add oil and change the knock sensor, grease everything, and this one will be getting close. So we already got the main fuel filter changed. Oh, we're just doing the water separator. So plug in the heater and plug in the water sensor. The front, the blue one, is a sensor that when it detects that there's water in there, and it shows it on the, I don't know how it does that, but if you get water in the bottom of there, it comes up water and fuel, and you just open that drain cock a little bit, and you drain out the water until it starts turning into diesel, put it back on, and the sensor goes off. But that's the blue wire in the front. The other wire is for the heater. So in the winter time, at a certain temperature, it turns the heater on and heats the fuel up so it doesn't freeze. Alright, now I just got to add oil, and we're actually out of oil here at the shop. And I had to go buy 5-gallon jugs of it. There it starts to come in. You can kind of see it starting to run down the sides. Usually it takes 2 to 3 key cycles. The filter's getting wet. Okay, that's one. Turn it on again. Now you can, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's like the level's right down here. There, it's dumping in now. It's just hitting the bottom of the filter right now. See, it's coming up. Okay, there it is. And then you'll hear the pump change. Again. See, and there it comes again. Now the level's shooting up. Now it's almost full. You're going to hear a pump change. See? There we go. Now she's all primed. So now we can fire it up. There she goes. Watch our oil pressure. It's climbing good. So I gotta do math. So 622, 627. go. No leaks there. Nothing leaking over there. We're good to go. Let's give it one more check on the oil. Well, there it is. Alright, our pressure test coolant system. Was I placed back there, and it is not leaking. Do not see any leaks there. There's that drip on here, but it's old and crusty. I don't know if it's from that. It's not wet now. See any of that leaking? This is all coming out to the APU. I don't see leaking. Don't see these hoses leaking. The heater hoses there are not leaking. Do not see coolant in here. No. I do not see coolant. I forgot to grease the steering shaft. No, I do not see any coolant leaks. Don't see anything in the bottom of the radiator pan. But the radiator core could be leaking. Yep. I don't see anything. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So can't find a leak, and if it is leaking, if it is going down on him, he said that when he came back and picked up his truck a couple weeks ago, that when he left, it was right on the low mark, and the sensor was telling him low coolant. And he made a mistake of saying something to the boss. So then the boss is all, oh, low coolant, low coolant, low coolant, there's a leak, there's a leak, there's a leak. And I don't know. He said he added some. But the thing is that if there isn't, if I can't find a leak, then you have the possibility that the head is leaking if they're on the injectors. And that means you got to cup the head, which is a big job. I'm going to add a little coolant into it. Alright, we got to change out this knock sensor. I think this is going to be the one. Yep. There we go. We got it out of there. Yay. Put the new one in there. Well, all we're doing now is just finishing up some zip ties, cleaning everything up. Just like so. There we go. Knock sensor is installed. Alright, so 797, oil, fuel filter change, yes, check. Grease, checked. Knock sensor, check. Checked leak hole, it might be injectors like 706, 796 is what he's talking about. Put in a note here. Any coolant leak, and didn't find coolant in the fuel filter. That's what he's talking about, leaking. I was talking about putting the injectors, they have coolant that goes around them, and they leak, and there's like this cone that you can press into there that seals it. 796, that's what's happening with that one. But, and the thing is, when I changed the fuel filter in that one, it was red in there. There we go. Didn't find any coolant leak and didn't find coolant in a fuel filter. It could be leaking, but has to get a lot in the fuel tank for it to show up into the fuel filter. And driver said it was just down by the ad mark. He was here 2 weeks ago and off for a few days. When he came back, he said it was close to the ad mark, and he said he just added some in here, and he hasn't had to add since. So if it is leaking, it's very minimal. So there we go. This one is done. 797 is done. So clean up my mess, get it out of here. On to the next truck. But I only have one truck for this week. So it's getting ready to leave. Hey, there they come on. I see this going on. Hopefully the screws don't snap. They like to snap. Alright. We're gonna get them. On there, keep them from rusting. Forgot to check the front hubs. That's good. That's good. Time to get 796 out, or 797, and on to the next.